Managing a small team or business comes with a unique set of challenges. With limited resources and manpower, it's easy for things to feel chaotic and out of your control. How can you, as a leader, accomplish your goals while keeping your team engaged, effective, and accountable? This podcast will give you practical strategies you can implement now to lead your team or business to reach its fullest potential. Welcome to the Organizing Chaos podcast with your host, Danny Coleman.
Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning in to Organizing Chaos, where we find small practical strategies for small teams and small businesses. I wanted to talk today about a great book. It's called Rocket Fuel. If you've not heard of it, I think it's life-changing. I believe that it's definitely one of the two most influential books for me in kind of my business philosophy and my approach to business. The book is called, like I said, it's called Rocket Fuel. It's got this on the front. I've only have it on my iPad on the physical copy, so hopefully that glare isn't too bad. So the book's by Gino Wickman and Mark C. Winters, and it kind of puts forth the theory that you're either a visionary if you're a business owner, or you're a leader or team leader, or whatever. You either lean towards being a visionary or you lean towards being an integrator. Now the difference between those two they're kind of like they're both a part of the whole. They're one half of the whole. And he also, you're also not entirely one or the other. So I'll talk about the two different types a little bit. You can get an idea of what you think you are. But a visionary paints in broad strokes. Honestly, most of the businesses started in America are created by visionaries. Like I said, visionaries paint in broad strokes. You have to think about it in terms of like they're coming up with, or they're creating something that does not yet exist. So in that sense, that's how you kind of are a visionary. It kind of maybe sound grandiose or over the top or whatever, but visionary in terms of what you're trying to create, what you're trying to do with either your team or your small business, and like I said, you're usually the person who started the business, and what you aren't crazy about are the details. You are not crazy about managing people. You like solid processes and systems to exist, but you're not really the person, you don't get excited about detailing all those out, kind of making sure that everything is just perfect and whatnot. You're like that from thing to thing. Like you'll go from topic to topic or initiative to initiative and be focused in on the details. But on a large scope, you're not interested in doing those repetitive tasks or managing those repetitive tasks every day to make sure that those details are fulfilled. So you're detail-oriented, but you don't like to stay detail-oriented. You're interested in kind of moving on to the next thing, solving the next problem, bringing in the big accounts. So that's a visionary. So the integrator is the other side of that coin. The integrator is they're a manager. They like to manage people. They're interested in the details and the processes and the systems. They like to put those together. They're very good at getting feedback from your team, and they can talk to people and kind of understand how they need to be communicated with, usually better than a visionary. They're able to kind of put those processes and systems together in a cohesive way that allows the team to carry them out. They make sure that the train runs on time, if you will. That's one of the terms used in there. Now, in the book. Now that said, integrators aren't crazy about doing what visionary has to do. They don't like to have to dream up the new solutions or the new problems or solve the big issues or whatever. They're not out there on the leading edge of the industry trying to learn new things and bring in the new accounts and stuff like that. They like to be kind of more behind the scenes, putting together the plans, making sure, like I said, the trains run on time. So if you are wondering which one is you, I really recommend you go and take the test Rocket Fuel has. It's a great little assessment that just kind of gives you an idea of which way you lean more. Like I said, you're not going to be all one or all the other, and you may even get on the assessment that you're not one or the other. And if that's the case, then you might not be a business leader. But I mean, again, it's just a test. It's not like it's gonna it's not definitive in terms of who you are as a person. But I am a fan of assessments, and such as this one. They do kind of tell you a little bit more about yourself, and they kind of help you to kind of know which way to lean. So for instance, I'm an integrator, and I've worked with a lot of visionaries. My clients, the people who I work for in my consulting business, are exclusively visionaries at this point, and I predict that that's going to be the case going forwards for the foreseeable future. Now, because I'm an integrator to a visionary in most cases, in my business, in this small business, which is really just one man right now, it's me and my consulting business. In that respect, I'm a visionary because I don't know of any other small businesses or small business consultants who are doing what I'm doing, kind of in the way I'm doing it or on the level I'm doing it. So for me, this is a brand new thing that doesn't exist yet, and I'm kind of crafting that vision. So in where I'm at in my business, I'm actually acting as a visionary, even though I usually play the role of integrator, either with the people who I consult with or at the places that I've worked at in the past. So anyways, yeah, so that's really all I had to talk about today is just that concept. It's really, really powerful. If you think about it, no one person can do everything. You can't do it all. Visionaries usually are like that, and that's because in the beginning of a business, the visionary has to wear a lot of hats. They got to get that thing up off the ground. But you got to think about it like choke, like having choke on an engine. If that visionary is choke, it's the cold start. It's needed for the cold start on the engine. But once the engine's running, you want to take that choke off. And you take that choke off by the visionary leaning into their roles, which again are explained further detail in Rocket Fuel. And the integrator then takes over in terms of running the business on a day-to-day basis. So I could do a long video about Rocket Fuel and all the different points and stuff like that out of there. And if you're interested in that, I'd be happy to hear that. I know visionaries lots of times don't have the time to read a lot of books and whatnot. I even recommend the Cliff Notes would be great. But that said, definitely check out this book. I'm going to put a link to it in the description of this YouTube video. And definitely go on there and at least do the assessment. And I think that you'll be intrigued enough by the questions in the assessment to go ahead and read the book. It's not even that really long of a book. It's a shorter read compared to most business development books. And again, it's really worth your time. So hope that you guys are having a great day, and I'll catch you later.
Want more? Go to DannyColeman.me to download Danny's free small business hiring guide, which includes tips, templates, and tools, plus a step-by-step process you can use to find and keep high-quality employees for your small team or business.